Hello everyone and welcome to Everyday JavaScript. In this video we are going to look at pseudo classes. Yes, last time we looked at pseudo elements, the one with double colon, and this time we are going to look at pseudo classes, the one with single colon. Pretty much what you would say is, what's the difference between pseudo classes and pseudo element? I've explained that in the previous video. You can just go and look at it probably here, or in the previous video you can just go ahead and look at it. The main complacency or carelessness comes when we are doing double colon and single colon and pseudo classes and pseudo element interchangeably, is because very less weightage is given to CSS in the UI development. Ideally it should not be like that, but ideally you tend to often mix and match double colon with single colon for single pseudo classes and pseudo elements. If you have a good CSS linter, ideally you will never face this kind of stuff, so always use CSS lint. Okay, yeah, so let's start with pseudo classes. Yes, so pseudo elements were the ones with double colon, pseudo classes are the ones with single colon. Yes, this one. So basically pseudo classes refer to a state of an element, always a state of an element. Now what can be a state of an element? You can say enabled, disabled, you can always say like it's an active button or active link, it's focused, it can be anything. So basically pseudo classes apply a style to an element based on the state of it. So if the state of an element changes, which it does often on UI development, like let's say if I have a button which is normally looking like this, and if I hover over it, I change the color slightly to indicate that I'm over here, and I change the cursor to pointer from a normal arrow. And if the button is disabled, then you make it gray and then you show a not allowed cursor over here. So you have different pseudo classes for different elements, and you can use them to improve your user experience. By the way, looking at the subscribe button, you know what you need to do, right? Subscribe that. Yeah, thank you. So we have different states of an element, and we need to target different states of an element using pseudo classes of CSS. And some of the states I'm just going to list it out over here, like let's say focus. Let's say if you have a input element of text, a normal text, input element text, and then if you want to change the style of it when someone focuses over it, you can use colon focus and simply give a background color yellow. Now there's also focus within. It's something that you would have not heard of, or you may have not very often used, but it's very useful. Like let's say you come across a page which has lots and lots of forms, let's say step 1, step 2, step 3, different forms, and in order to not make user lose its mind or lose its concentration where they are, you can use focus within. So focus within works where let's say you have an element inside a form, and if any of it is getting focused, what happens is you can change the color of the form, you can highlight that form indicating the user that you are here. So that's very much useful in UI context and helping the user stay contextual where the user is. We also have active. Active is a precise state when I actually click and hold the button, or let's say click and hold the link. So here what I've done is I've created a link EverydayJavaScript, and I've just done press and hold your mouse key, and that's what the active state looks like. Very less use cases, but definitely can be used inside your UX. We also have visited links, which have clear use case. You want to indicate the user that you have already visited this link, you can change the color to dark red or anything. Usually it's blue, you might have seen that, so you can use that also. A good user experience though. Now pseudo classes can be applied to a collection of elements as well. Yes, you can apply it to collection of elements and target any element particularly. Now let's say if I have a list of items or list of emojis, in this case here, I can go ahead and target any element. So I've shown you over here, like I can target first child or I can target last child. and increase their sizes. I also have an option of targeting first of type element and last of type element. Now what it does is, amongst the list of all the LIs, it will find first LI and it will try to find last LI. First of type, like LI, first LI and last LI. Basically, not the first child and last child, but first LI in the list and last LI in the list. We also have even and odd elements. Now you can target even elements and odd elements, pretty much useful for the striped data style, right? Yes, one line white, the other line gray. So you can just go ahead and style your table in a pretty good manner. It has a good user experience that has been proved by lots of UX people, that alternative stripes on a table give a good user experience, so you can use that. We can also do some mathematics. I'm particularly weak at maths, so yeah, you can do something like this. Again, it's an even and odd thing, like you can say 2n or 2n minus 1, which is, I think it turns out to be, n can be any number, like n can be, it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, and n is automatically calculated by CSS. So let's say if it's a 0, then it targets 0th element. If it's 1, it targets the second element. Basically, it's like all even numbers. 2n means all even numbers. 2n minus 1 means all odd numbers. But you can also target every third number, every third item in the list, every fifth item in the list, every 10th item in the list. You can target them as per your wish. We also have :not pseudo class. It's just like the negation that you have in the JavaScript. Yeah, we have the same thing. So let's say I want to style all the elements except the one that is hovered. So over here, I'll be hovering over here on Namaste, and all the others would be strike through. So you can use the negation one as well. Pretty very less used, in my opinion. Very less used, but yeah. We also have focus within use case. Another use case that I would like to show you, focus within. Like let's say if you have a drop down which you want to keep it open when someone clicks a button inside it, so you can use focus within over here. So over here I have shown you, let's say I have taken it from Facebook. Let's say open settings, and then you can just go ahead and go ahead and show it over here. So yes, you can keep the pop-up open. So that's all the pseudo classes, but I like this particular pseudo class. That's the last one in my list. It's :language, :lang in short. It has a pretty good use case when you are having a site which is being developed in multilingual fashion. Like let's say a site which is developed in English, a site which is developed in Japanese, and a site which is developed in Arabic. All these three have different characters, and they are not common. Like let's say Arabic has Urdu characters, English has normal A to Z and 0 to 9. Japanese characters are different. They have a whole set of different characters. So all these characters would inflict or would make a differentiator on your site as well. So that means that you can use this :lang in order to style some of your elements. Probably let's say if you change your site's language to Arabic, you can use this to style the paragraphs. Instead of left to right, which is for English and Japanese, you can style it from right to left, and that's where you can use this :lang. So that's pretty much it for pseudo classes. I hope you like this pseudo classes and pseudo elements videos. If you have not seen pseudo elements, you can just go ahead and watch the previous video over there, or you can click on this card. And I would request you to just go ahead and subscribe Everyday JavaScript. We are already almost 1238 subscribers. Let's target 1250, and share it with your friends. And also share me your feedback in the comment section, what you like, what you don't like, and what more topics you want to see in Everyday JavaScript. So thank you.